Right. What's up, everybody? This is episode 27, and I'm making a video in service of Mental Health Awareness Month. So, thank you, Rose, for making the suggestion. So wanted to discuss with you a little bit about mental health, and the three topics I would like to discuss are meditation and therapy and coaching. So, mental health is an interesting topic, and I feel like therapy still has a stigma to it, but I think it's becoming much more acceptable in society. I think, in America, it's becoming much more acceptable compared to in other countries, like, a lot of Asian countries. Statistically, Asian Americans and Asians in general have a very high suicide rate. And I think a part of it is because of um, there's a stigma around mental health, and typically, um, this is a pretty big generalization, but a lot of Asian families like don't talk about their feelings, right? And yeah, I think this is a really important topic. So to give you context around why this is important to me, so I struggled with depression and um, like feeling a sense of, and this, I guess it ties back to imposter syndrome, but essentially I struggled with a lot of insecurities like growing up. I think it's due to like moving around a lot. Like I think I lived in 25 different apartments and places in my life. So needless to say, there was a lot of instability, and some of the big drivers is when my father left, and I felt like I didn't have a good relationship with my family and my mom and even my dad's side of the family. But after going through therapy, so what happened was I worked at a company called Yelp for like only a few months, and I was going through some tough times. Prior those few years, like I think I moved to Connecticut, and then I kind of just left everything and kind of wanted to like get some space to think, I think. But then that space, actually, like being alone, was like one of my worst fears, and I was like actually going through depression, where I remember like I would like want to drink a beer, and then I would just like be drinking by myself. And I didn't exercise a lot because it was like really cold in Connecticut, and it was in suburbia, so there was less walking around and stuff like that compared to living in New York City now, where it's much easier to get exercise because you can just walk everywhere. And so what had happened was I got a job offer at Yelp, and I took it, and but I was still dealing with a lot of stuff. But luckily, because of the amazing health insurance at Yelp, I started going to therapy, and it was interesting. A lot of stuff came up. I realized that I was searching for a lot of mentors, so I would put all this pressure on people to sort of be like a fatherly figure, but I wasn't ready to forgive my dad. That was like a huge process, huge struggle. But after going to therapy, so I went to therapy for I think about like 6 or 9, I don't know, 9 months or something like that. But it helped me a lot because it helped me be able to talk out and process some of these emotions. And then when I moved back to Cherry Hill for a little bit, um, I was also so one of my friends, Chris Wong, who I met through college, posted something on Facebook offering free life coaching lessons, and I was like, huh. Oh, actually, I'm gonna post that today because I think that was what got me into like really got me into all this. But anyways, I worked with Chris as he was my life coach for I forget a few months, but he really helped me get out of like I started running regularly, started working on my fitness, started clearing my mind, and I was still going through a lot of stuff. So definitely was some tough times. But so when I started getting more into self-development, I started realizing and noticing a lot of things. Like my perception of myself was different than how others perceive me. And I do think part of it was that I wasn't like openly sharing some of these things with people. So on the outside, it seemed like I was happy, but in reality, like I was going through a lot of stuff. And my optimism was almost in a way like deflecting some of the insecurities and the stuff, that internal dialogue that I was having with myself. So when I started being more open about it and started like sharing with some friends about this, like it actually helped me be able to deal with a lot of stuff. But anyways, so I moved back to New York and I moved in with my now fiance. So going into New York City, I it was interesting because I definitely had some imposter syndrome around, hey, like I'm not as ambitious as these New Yorkers, and but that's not true. That's all a story. And so I jumped around a lot of jobs because like I felt like I was dealing with a lot of stuff, and yeah, a lot of ways it was just escaping what I didn't want to deal with. But anyways, so I started going through this coaching program, accomplishment coaching, where we dealt with a lot of our stuff. So I figured out my survival mechanism, which is optimistic orphan, um, big hero no, and judgmental guru. So that's what I figured out at that time, like what came up. But then I started doing a program called Landmark, and that really like rocked my world. Like I really started dealing with a lot of stuff. So I finally like called my dad and then forgave him and then forgave myself for being so angry about with when my dad left. And then with my mother, we started building a really good relationships. Now I'm in the process of writing a book for her, about her escape to Vietnam as a refugee, and I think it'll help her process some emotions as well, sort of like being like a therapist in that sense. And yeah, so that's how. So I'm speaking to you all about mental health because I think if you're curious about going to a therapist, or if you're curious about even hiring a life coach or anything, please reach out to me. I can at least point you in the right direction, or at least kind of share with you a little bit more about my journey if you're curious. But yeah, I hope this inspired you to just be more open and just share your thoughts. I think it's always good to process some things, and if this helped at least one person with some of that, would love to. And I think I'm gonna have some guests on my podcast to discuss more about mental health. So yeah, hope you're doing well, and reach out to me if you have any additional questions. But in service of mental health awareness month, we'll love to tag you to share your story. It doesn't have to be as long as this, could be a couple minutes, but I think a lot of people would get a lot out of it. Cheers, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Stay safe out there.